Hey Jared, um, a really good clip on water availability. Thank you for posting it. Um, in response to it, I thought it was really important talking about the availability of water supply not only in the U.S. but abroad, in third world countries where people who don't have access to clean water are going to be affected the most. Uh, Here in the States, though, um, it's definitely important as well because we've seen all these major droughts and how it has affected people, and how they get their water. I like the stats that you put out, that the EPA put out, about the annual bill for for water going up from 300 to 500 in the past 10 years, and that how every day one person uses 100 gallons of water. I thought that was really crazy. I don't think that I use 100 gallons of water a day, but I'm sure there are people that do. And maybe that's just how it averages out per capita with use of um, uh, water for agricultural purposes or manufacturing purposes. I'm not sure exactly how they got that statistic, but I know I don't use 100 gallons of water. So maybe you could elaborate a little bit more on where that stat came from. Um, as far as implementation goes of policies, I thought you were pretty spot on with reinvesting in the water infrastructure, how outdated it is. And I think that goes back to efficiency, that the text actually talks about efficiency and how we are using our resources, so they're beneficial for not only the consumers but the producers and everybody involved in the decision making process. Some other policies that I thought should be implemented and you could talk about were enforceability of water regulations. In California, with the fourth or fifth year of this crazy drought going on, people are actually getting fined if they water during certain times of the year or certain times of the day, or if they have sprinkler heads that are leaking, things like that. They can get fined, and I think that's pretty important to enforce these things. Um, I think it should also be equitable. And the text talks about being equity, being fair, and some instances where I don't think the law is necessarily fair, um, and people are being taken advantage of. One case that just came about recently was Nestle, and their water manufacturing facilities um, in California. So California is going on like a 4 or 5 year drought, yet Nestle is bottling this open access resource that should be available to everyone, and then they're selling it back to the consumer for a huge markup. So it's really contradictory, and that's not equitable. That's not fair to anybody involved, other than Nestle, who's taking of advantage of the people. So I think that we need to really look at the laws and who's being given rights to um, to collect water and sell it back to the people, and also like you talked about the infrastructure and how we can make our market more efficient with in that sense. Thanks.